I'm going to tell you guys something. I think I've mentioned it before. However, I'm looking a bit rough at the moment, but I can explain it. And the reason is because I'm 42. Like I told you before, this face hasn't changed since I was 22. 20 years I've been told I look like I'm 26. And this is the first time I've had so much hair on my face. I am holding on to these strands for dear life. If you've watched 2 of my videos, or maybe even 3, share the channel. Press the like button, press the subscription button. The information I'm giving you today is nothing in comparison to what I will be giving you once we hit 1,000 subscribers. Hi guys, hope you guys are well. Thank you very much for joining me on another video. This video is for those of you who are inclined to buy cars to sell. As you are well aware, we are at the car stage in this £100 to a house challenge. So therefore, some of you might want to get involved in buying cars. What I'm going to do today is basically give you guys tips. I'm going to put the links in the description of what I talk about in order to help you make a clear decision whether you want to do this or not, or the pace that you need to do it at. Like I said in previous videos, you can take any one of my exercises, or should I say any one of the ideas that I gave you, either the scooter, the painting, now cars, right? Or any of the business ideas I gave you in the past. If you stick to one of them, you will be successful. You will find a way to make it work for you, right? And you will be successful. You'll be, within 2 years, you can be on 6 figures. Not working for anybody, you're your own person, fully independent. When it comes to buying cars, the first thing you have to do is make sure you can locate the license plate. The reason why you need to do this is because you need to do a HPI check. A HPI check basically tells you the history of the vehicle, right? The history of the vehicle, whether it's had any accidents, how many owners, if there's any debt tied to the car, right? Before you buy it, it basically gives you a rundown of everything about the car, so you know whether you can buy it or not. I will say stay away from any vehicle that has debt on it. Also in auctions, you will find that they do actually sell salvage vehicles. There are dedicated salvage companies, but some auctions actually do sell salvage vehicles. So when you go into looking at the car, you have to look at the description. When you look at the description, if it has any CAT, which means category, and the categories will have an alphabet with whether it's C, S, D, N. Every single category, right, means something. So what happens is the reason why it will have a category on it is because it's been written off by the bank, or should I say the insurance. So when you have an accident and the insurance writes off the car, for whatever the accident is, there's a label under a category that they can put it in, okay? So if you do buy a car that has a cat on it, one negative thing is that you won't be able to sell it for the full value of that vehicle, right? So you need to be aware when you're purchasing, if you do decide to purchase a salvage category vehicle, not to put too much money into it, because the money that you'll make from it is not so much. It's best to stay away from any vehicle that has a category on it. You can actually still, right, buy a car that has had an accident as long as it's not recorded. If it is recorded, it will show up on a HPI check. If it is recorded, it will show up, or hopefully the organization selling the vehicle will inform you to let you know, okay? So that you can make an informed decision. If you are going to buy a category car or a salvage car, my take on them is that you should use this car because of the value being so low. When you sell it, you might as well use it for a certain period of time so that, you know, it's as if you're not losing any money, right? So you've done your HPI check. It's not a salvage car, but the car is deadlocked. You need a key cutter. The best thing for you to do before you buy any salvage vehicle, right? It's to find out if the cars are deadlocked, or should I say any auction vehicle, is to find out if the cars are deadlocked. If the cars are deadlocked, you will need a key cutter. You will need someone who can program a key for you, right? So it's best for you to do the research and find out who's cheaper and then take them there if you do win the vehicle or buy the car. Without the key cutter, you won't be able to start the car. You can have the lights on, like I mentioned in the previous video, but you wouldn't be able to actually start the engine. One of the most important things you need, obviously you're going to need your MOT, your tax, if you just do decide to drive the car. But if you're parking the car in a private bay, you don't need what I'm about to say next. However, if you're parking the car in a public road, on a public bay, in a public road, and you're not driving it, your whole intention is to sell this vehicle, you need to declare the car SORN. SORN via the DVLA means that the car is inoperable. You're not working with it, you're just leaving it there, but they know that it's not abandoned. All right, if you do declare a car SORN on the public road, the car must be covered. If you do not cover this car and a traffic warden walks past your car, it's going to look like you're driving it. So they will put a ticket, may clamp it because it has no MOT, insurance or tax, right? So you need to be fully aware of the decision you make. And if you do decide to buy a car to sell it, never to drive it, it must be declared SORN on public roads or parked in a private bay. The next thing you need is someone who knows how to service the car. So you need a mechanic, someone you can trust. I'm going to tell you something a mechanic told me 15 years ago. Mechanics are like doctors. They don't fix anything. They maintain the problem so you come back. If you go to a mechanic and they fix your problem, you don't go back. They don't make more money. So mechanics don't fix anything. When looking for a mechanic, you need to find someone who you can trust, someone who is able to do the job in a timely fashion and also reasonably priced. It's always best to find at least 4 mechanics so you can actually, do the price comparison. And don't be afraid to ask for a lower price. Don't be afraid to tell them, hey, I've got 4 more guys out here that will do this job. What's your price? Do me a deal. Because at the end of the day, if you can get a deal done, more money is in your pocket. And if more money is in your pocket, when you get another car, who are you going to take it to? The guy that gave you the deal. So there'll be more money in his or her pocket. You're also going to need body shop repairs. Okay, so you need a place where they fix the bodyworks, dents that can replace parts of vehicles, right? Or pull the vehicles out. You have to stay away from any car that has serious damage, meaning the airbags have gone, right? Because not only do you have to fix the airbags, you have to reset the car. Airbags are not cheap. And if the airbag has gone, what it means is the actual frame of the car. So imagine the frame of the car. This is the front, this is the back. The wheels go here and here, but this is the frame of the car. If the airbag has gone off, let's say the steering wheel is here. If the airbag has gone off, what it means is the frame is dented. Somebody needs to pull it out. Okay, so stay away from any car that has damage on the airbags. This is something I would never recommend. I've bought one before that's had damage on the airbags and we had to pull the whole thing out. Well, I didn't. I took it to someone who did. Although he did a fantastic job because he showed me every step, right? The car was like brand new. I wouldn't recommend it to you because I don't know who you will be taking it to. Depending on which car you buy, what you need to do is Google and search for where the locations of the VIN number, right? So a VIN number is like a serial number. It's usually displayed via the windscreen, right? But this number is also in the front of the car and the back of the car. So depending on which car you buy, you need to Google to find out where the VIN numbers are. So when you purchase the car, you can compare the number in the engine, on the windscreen, and in the boot to make sure it's one car and not pieces, right? Somebody's not trying to do a, what's it called? A chop shop, whatever it is, like cut the car in half and, you know, sell you something that is highly dangerous. So you need to know where the VIN numbers are. Like I said, it's like a serial number. For each model, it's in a different place. But most of them have the VIN number displayed on the windscreen. You need to find yourself a tire repair shop, right? Don't go to Quick Fit. Don't buy any brand new blasted tires when you're buying to sell cars. You need to find a secondhand tire shop, right? That will be able to fix your tires at a reasonable rate. Don't do anything stupid. The only thing that you should be doing is the maintenance of the car, the body work, and to make sure that the threading on the tires are adequate for whoever's going to buy it. But don't be buying brand new tires. Let the new owner do that if they so wish. You need to look for a breaker's yard. Okay? So breaker's yard is a place where salvage cars have been broken apart, or people buy old vehicles and break them apart and sell them in parts. These places are far cheaper than going to the actual manufacturer to buy the part for the car. I remember one time I bought for a BMW 5 Series that I had, the engine is sitting on some shock absorbers. These shock absorbers were around about 250 each. And I'm using this car for work. What I then did is because of my knowledge and what I know, I found the breaker's yard. I went to the breaker's yard, and luckily enough, they had the shock absorbers for my car. I paid $40 for 2 shock absorbers. That's $20 a piece rather than 250 from BMW each, plus tax. I didn't even calculate the tax. I saw 250 and I just called the breaker's yard. There is a device that you can buy. All mechanics have it, right? So you don't necessarily have to buy it if you know the mechanic. However, if you don't know mechanics or people that can just come at your beck and call and check something for you, it might be a wise idea to get a diagnostic checkup, right? You can probably pick one up on Amazon. It's basically a connector, like an adapter in the front of the vehicle, right? Where the driver seats, or maybe the front passenger seat is. There is an insert where you put this adapter and it connects to a device, and the device reads the computer brain of the car that will tell you all the faults. If you have this yourself, you can get the ignition turned on so where the lights are on so the car won't start. However, you'll be able to plug in the adapter to find out what is wrong with the vehicle before you purchase it. This is if you don't have a mechanic. It's probably best for you to make sure that you have the diagnostic checker. And now this is where you make your money. You can sell the car on eBay, but you'll pay commission to eBay. You can sell the car privately. You may not pay the commission to sell it privately. However, right, it may take you some time. In the UK, the best application, I think, is Auto Trader. However, Auto Trader is not 100% free. You will have to pay something. I am not selling on Auto Trader as of yet. One car, I'm testing it out, okay? If I do use Auto Trader, I will inform you of the prices or whatever I find out. But Auto Trader is a place where I've gone to buy cars, right? So I know it's definitely possible. In order to maximize the sale of your car, what you can do, right, is call the finance company and tell the finance company of what you're doing so they can offer finance to whoever buys your car. Now, the thing is, with the finance company, you will get the full value of your car rather than somebody trying to bid it down and so on and so forth. Even if they do bid it down, by selling the car on finance, the finance company will incentivize you with every sale. So basically, you'll be getting either the money that you require for the vehicle or more. Because interest the customer is going to be paying, you will get a percentage of that as a thank you from the finance company. I did show you a few videos ago. Now, I don't know how to link things yet, but I will at some point. I have the time to do that. But I did show you a video whereby if you had a car, you can make money with your car, right? So you can actually buy cars, rent them out, right? So people can drive it. And then once you're ready, sell the vehicle. All right. So you can maximize the amount that you earn from each vehicle if you rent it out first. You don't have to buy and sell. You can just buy and rent. And you don't have to buy and rent. You can just buy and sell. However, if you have, say, 5, 6 cars just parked up, you might as well put them to work. Make sure the cars are fully functional and put them to work. Let the cars work for you. You'll make a load of money, especially with these rideshare companies where you can just give them the car and they'll pay you every day for it. When you do decide to sell the car, if you are unable or you're thinking it's taking too long to sell it privately, there are companies that you can use to sell the vehicle. One of them is We Buy Any Car. I'll put all the links to everything that I'm saying, all the links to everything that I'm saying in the description, okay? So We Buy Any Car will buy any car. However, I think they have a rule that you must own the car for at least 3 months. So you've got 3 months to sell it privately. Remember what I told you? I've got 3 months to sell it privately because if it doesn't go, I need to buy more cars. So I need to sell it to them and buy more, okay? Even selling it to them, I will still be in profit because I bought the car below market value. I'm going to start using some property words. So when we get into property, you can start getting into it and understanding when I speak. Because when it comes to real estate, certain things I'll say to you will fly over your head. So I'm buying the cars at below market value, fixing them up and selling them on. If I decide to, depending on the value of the car, I can decide not to fix the car up and still sell it to We Buy Any Car, right? And they'll buy it, but the value that I'll be given will be less because when you take it to We Buy Any Car or companies like this, so there's We Buy Any Car and We Want Any Car. That's what I know, right? These companies will give you a quotation, meaning they'll say, okay, we'll give you 10 grand for this vehicle. And then when they come, they check the engine, they check the body work, they check the paint work, they check to see if there's any warning signs, they'll check the brake discs, they'll check everything, and everything they're checking is so that they can take money off that 10 grand. Okay? So you can either get the car perfect, but I'm guaranteeing you these people are being paid to reduce the quotation. So be wary of that. Putting too much money in a car and then selling it to them could be detrimental. The moment you hit a certain point in fixing the vehicle, you may have no choice but to go private. You don't have to have a license to buy a car. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to have a license to own a car. However, you're going to need a license to drive the car. So if you're just buying to sell, don't think, oh, I can't do cars, I don't have a license. Excuse me? Buy that sucker, have it towed to your premises, put it on Gumtree or eBay or Euro Trader. Or you can display the price of the vehicle and a for sale sign on the vehicle and park in a road where there are no traffic wardens, no lines. Okay, so no one will come and say, hey, this is that, this, that, and the other. However, you need to be aware that if you do declare it stolen, there is no way you can display the vehicle. You're going to need to pay for the insurance, pay for the MOT, pay for the tax, or maybe not the insurance, but you'll need to pay for the road tax and you will need to pay for the MOT, and then you can park it on the main road. If you're buying an older vehicle, the road tax is slightly higher due to the emissions of the vehicle, where newer cars are really cheap. Just bear that in mind. You can buy a year or 6 months Remember, you have 3 months and you can definitely sell this car. If you're going to keep it for 6 months, it's best to use the car or let the car make money for you. Cars are really weird. It's a trip. You can really do anything with the application. It's just, you can buy a car, take it to a body shop, rip the car apart and sell it in parts on eBay, sell it in parts on Amazon. You will make more money than you would have if you sell the car as a whole. But that is a headache I am not interested in. If you're someone who's inclined to do so, feel free. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I mean, you're selling everything. Everything is in parts. You have to organize it all and then wait. So you will be waiting a long time to completely get rid of everything. Okay? So if you want to go into car parts, you can buy cars from the auction, take it to a body shop, rip it apart and sell it in bits. The most important thing I need to tell you is that when you do, if you do decide to do this, remember to set your budget. Do not go over this budget. The adrenaline you can get from bidding can make you do something stupid. And if you do, I'm not a financial advisor. I didn't tell you to do it. Make sure you stick to your budget. There is always another deal. I don't care who tells you there isn't. There is always another deal. I took a look at the auction last week. I've had the car for 2 weeks and there are more cars there that I would have bought had I not bought the one that I bought, right? And I'm very happy with this car. I'm just saying, there's always another deal. Don't go breaking the budget because you think, yeah, this is the one. No, if it goes over your budget, let it go. There's always another deal. And that's it for the video. I want to thank all 205 of you. I've got an extra 3 more subscribers. Welcome. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please don't forget to share. I always say like and subscribe, but I keep forgetting to say share. The next video is going to be slightly different. I want to touch on something that's happening in society today. And, well, it's about Kanye West and the recent situation that he's in. I have something to show you that I think you'll be interested in. I'll see you in the next video.